Thank you for joining me this evening. The time is currently 7:46 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a destructive storm that is currently rolling through portions of southwest Kansas here in the Dodge City area, producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. This just swept through Dodge City, and now it's towards areas like Ford and Spearville as a very, very dangerous pocket of winds. It is incredible how much these have popped off here over the past few velocity scans, right? If we go ahead and look back, we can see they weren't even really that insane, although we do see what actually might have been a tornado there for a little bit. I just got home, so I really have no idea what's been going on here, so you guys are going to have to catch me up on stuff. I know there was a tornado in Minnesota, but that's literally it. That's all that I saw, so you guys are going to have to help me out today. You know, if you guys know what happened, I would really appreciate it if you could, you know, leave it down in the chat below so that I can figure out what is really going on here, what has happened, and what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, right now I know that we have this destructive storm here in the Dodge City area. Now, this is warned for 80 mile per hour winds, but it could honestly get upgraded to 90 miles per hour because this thing is getting more and more impressive every radar scan, and now we have a flash flood warning for Dodge City. There's confirmed flash flooding, all right? We've had we're having a rate of rainfall of half of an inch to 1 inch of rain every hour. So if you're in Dodge City, sorry, stay alive, don't drive. Now, I do know we've had a ton of landspouts and dust devils out here today in Kansas. I mean, they've just been popping up all over the place, so I know that, but I don't know much else. I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat here and give my voice a rest. But again, that's like all I know, so. Give me just a second here. Gonna try and do some research. Okay, so yeah, we have not had any other confirmed tornadoes than that one that I knew about in Minnesota. So that's good. Again, I'm pulling up stream chat right now. Again, sorry I haven't been live, guys. I have not been home, hardly. But we're here now with this destructive storm. So again, if you're just not sitting in, we're watching this storm here that is producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour here, east of Dodge City, Kansas. If you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of the building, away from windows, and in an interior room. So anyway, how has it been, everybody? So I'm just responding to a comment right now. Alright. So, again, we're watching this very high pocket of winds here in between Windhurst and Buckland. Again, if you're in Windhorst, you need to be in your safe spot, alright? These are tornado force winds that we're talking about here, so if you're in this area, you gotta get on the lowest floor of the building and in an interior room and away from windows. Again, sorry, I don't know why my voice is so rough. I mean, it's not really that rough, I just have to keep clearing it here. We do have a few lingering severe storms here across portions of the Ohio Valley and the Finger Lakes region. Across parts of Pennsylvania and New York there to look out for, but nothing too crazy, mainly just some garden variety storms. What's up, Mr. Storm? Do you know, have I missed anything crazy? I know we had a tornado in Minnesota, and we've had an absolute ton of dust devils in Kansas, but I don't really know about too much else that's happened. Again, I've been, not home for most of the day. So anyway, we do obviously have our tropical storm warnings here on the southeast Texas coast. Kind of talked about this more in the live stream earlier today, so we're not going to go too in-depth here, but we are expecting to see some storm surge, flooding rains, and high winds impact parts of southeast Texas over the next couple of days, and maybe even an isolated tornado threat will develop out of this. We'll see. Alrighty. Yeah, and sorry I have to keep clearing my throat. I don't know why that's happening. Again, we really got to watch this pocket of winds here, guys. I think this is probably the most intense pocket of winds we've seen all day. This is definitely doing some damage right now. I mean, it ripped right through Dodge City, so Dodge City probably has some pretty substantial damage. At least in some spots. And it looks like it was rotating there for a little bit near Will Rhodes Gardens and Fort Dodge, so he may have even had a brief, strong tornado there. My goodness. Alright, every time that I have to clear my throat now, I'm just gonna mute up. Alright, there we go. So yeah, if you guys hear that clicking noise, that's just me muting so that I can clear my throat. I don't want to have the entire stream being but man, I mean, at one point this was really strong rotation near Ensign. Southwest of Dodge City there. So again, I mean, we may have had a brief tornado, and if it did touch down, it was probably pretty strong. Oh. Wait, no, this debris doesn't match up with this. That's not a debris signature. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning I saw, in this area. So, it's doing the thing where it disappears and reappears. But we'll see that pop up in a second, and there it is. Downgraded to 70 miles per hour, oddly enough, even though, if anything, this pocket of winds has gotten even more intense since 7:41 p.m. So, I would not risk it. I would not play around with this. I'd treat this as if it were an 80 mile per hour wind destructive warning, and I'd get to shelter if I'm in Kinsley, Lewis, Greensburg, Mullinville, Buckland. Now, luckily, I think that, conveniently enough, the pocket of winds is just going to stay in the middle of all those areas, but I still wouldn't play around with it. I'd just take shelter, just be safe, but just know that all you guys are probably going to be okay. It's just a precautionary measure that we're asking you to seek shelter here. But yeah, I mean, it's going to go in between all those big towns there, luckily. It's going to go near Hodges and Centerview. Just ripped through Windhorst. And actually, it died quite a bit as it went through Windhorst. What's up, Sam? We may have some rotation trying to develop here southwest of Ford. I see this little uptick in winds here going away from the radar site. With this pocket of winds going towards the radar site, these might try and connect and do something funky here. So we'll have to watch out for that. And again, I mean, this didn't even get a tornado warning back here. But this was really strong rotation for a little bit. I mean, we could have had a very strong tornado there for a few minutes, just before the stream started. And we were talking about gate-to-gate shear with this being over 100 miles per hour, like 115 miles an hour even. Or, like 112, but... And then look at this. It did the thing where the winds were so high that it glitched out. You can obviously see that's a glitch feature there, so... We had a very strong, brief tornado if it did end up touching down. Again, there's no confirmation of that, but geez. I'd be surprised if that didn't at least touch down very briefly for a few seconds, really. We need to go back to 644. See, I'm torn on what this is, because the correlation coefficient usually updates quicker than the velocity, so if anything, it should be further behind our velocity couplet, but it wasn't, so I don't know. I doubt that was a debris signature, but I'll tell you what, this next scan, 647, okay, what did was this exactly where the rotation was? I feel like it was. Yeah, that was definitely a debris signature. We definitely had a brief tornado rip through Kansas there. South of Saddle Road, southeast of Ensign. That was, I could almost guarantee you that was a tornado with a debris signature, because if you look, it matches up perfectly. What's going on? Cyanimates, we have got a very high pocket of winds ripping through Kansas, and there's the very real chance that we had a very brief tornado touchdown out of this pocket of winds, which has since lifted, but still, We did possibly have that tornado there, and now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for Liberal. Tornado possible, quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. If you're in that area, make sure you're getting indoors. And then we have another new severe warning for the Great Bend area along Highway 56 out towards Chase for some 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So again, if you're in that area, make sure that you're getting inside there. But no other precautionary measures are needed, really. I will say this has had reports of 63-mile-per-hour gusts, so this is definitely confirmed that we're seeing 60-mile-per-hour gusts out of this. I don't know why it's saying radar indicated, because we've been getting reports of 60 to 65-mile-per-hour winds out of this, so, treat it with respect here, but it's nothing too crazy. We're probably only getting those reports so easily because we're in a populated area. Why did they extend the severe thunderstorm watch in southeastern Nebraska? I honestly don't know, because like I said, I have not been home until just now, so I really couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. Want to check out some cams? Well, the radar Omega cyclone ports, none of them are really in a good spot. The best one would be this one here in northwest Iowa. I know I got a pretty crazy view of some wind earlier, but right now it's not really doing much. And I can't show the other cams on stream, I don't think, so. I mean, maybe I could, I'm not saying, I can't for, it's copyright, but I'm just saying I can't, because if I bring those up, it's, I can't bring that up and have the radar up at the same time, unfortunately. So. Again, we're continuing to watch these showers and thunderstorms slam southeastern Texas here. Looks like we're getting some spots here with some locally heavy rainfall. Looks like the cap, though, is mainly an inch to an inch and a half for most spots, because a lot of spots, these cells are so small that they get hit once or twice and then they don't get hit again, because of how localized these little cells are. And also, that storm total preset may just be broken. It may be messed up, because a lot of times with tropical systems, it doesn't do well, because it tries to measure it as one storm, but it's really a lot of itty-bitty showers and thunderstorms that we're watching. So, storms already worked through the Lincoln, Nebraska area. You're just wondering why they extended the watch? I mean, what I can tell you is we do still have another round of storms here coming through southeastern Nebraska, but it's only for, the far southeastern portions of Nebraska. I'm talking, the southernmost counties. So, yeah, it's a good question. I think, I don't know. Did that extension just happen recently? No, it says it's been here since 145. I don't know. I mean, if it actually has been there since 145, I mean, that's why. But if it just got, extended, then I'm not sure. Because a lot of the storms, like you said, have already swept through there. Again, now I look silly for saying how intense this pocket of winds is now that it's all broken apart. Of course, the scan after I said that had to just kill it. And we do have the new Storm Prediction Center update that just came out. Wow, we just had a ton of our tornado watch polygons expire. We only have 2 counties left here in Minnesota with the tornado watch. And I'll tell you what, this area of rotation near Cloverdale, a couple of them look pretty intense. So I'll have to watch that. But they're keeping the slight risk of severe weather here. The tornado threat is still at a 5% for both the Kansas-Oklahoma one and also the upper Midwest one. And then the damaging wind risk is hatched for a small section of southwest Kansas here for these big-time kind of microbursts here that we're seeing. What you're saying is the watch got issued at 1:45 until 8, and then it got extended until 10, and you're wondering why that would be. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's Probably just because we still do have some showers and thunderstorms out here. And they're just trying to play it safe. But, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they'll be severe. But, again, we're watching for possible additional development in the Lincoln area. And then also, the reason that the southernmost counties are included in this is because they still are getting some showers and thunderstorms down there. So that's why they extended that severe thunderstorm watch out. When you said they got extended, I thought you meant that it got, like, put in place entirely for this area. And, yeah. But, yeah, I understand what you're saying now. And they did actually remove the marginal risk, surprisingly, for the Northeast and the Ohio Valley, even though we literally still have severe storms ongoing out here, and new ones developing even, so it's a little surprising. So I guess the Storm Prediction Center thinks that these are going to die fast and no more are going to pop up, but I don't know if I'd be able to agree with that. I'd at least keep the marginal risk, like, up in this area. Maybe even into Pennsylvania a little bit, dip down there. But it does look like Pennsylvania's done for the most part. It's looking like it's all going to stay into western New York at this point in time. Onward. We do have a severe storm here in Iowa that did just produce some damage about 39 minutes ago. There's a report out of West Bend that a large tree branch was down. So again, these could be some 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds pretty easily here heading for Forest City. So again, if I'm in Forest City, I'm looking out for that and I'm getting inside. Because Forest City, I mean, the worst of the winds are going to be there in, 10, 15 minutes. Probably the worst if it's actually going to stay to the south of Forest City, but Forest City will definitely get something in terms of thunderstorms and damaging winds. So make sure to look out for that. At this point, it's really one big chunky line of storms here going across all of Iowa and then into portions of Nebraska and even dipping down into Kansas here a little bit. And then the entirety of our system here left is just two lines. That line, and then we have another line going from one county there in Nebraska all the way through Kansas into portions of the Oklahoma Panhandle. So these two lines are keeping this whole slight risk in place. Now, the Minnesota section is different. We've got more storms up there, but yeah, I'd be watching to see if this gets a tornado warning, actually. This is some pretty intense rotation here. Approaching Cloverdale. And it's definitely intensifying. And becoming more tight here. So again, I'd be watching out for this to at least get a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag on it, because these are also severe storms most likely. But definitely that one there has the potential to produce a tornado. I don't know, these may not be severe storms, they may just be strong, but I definitely think they should put some kind of alert out for that. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for a storm here in New York. It's an extension for the storm heading for the Leroy area, so if you're in Leroy, look out for that. Will we see another tornado in any of the tornado risks in Minnesota or Kansas? Well, obviously, I can't, answer that question with a definitive yes or no, but I think that another tornado up here in Minnesota is definitely a possibility. I don't think so at this point in Kansas. I mean, again, we've had so many dust devils and landspouts today in Kansas, but we haven't had any actual tornadoes, so if we didn't already have any, we're probably not going to have any at all now that the threat is diminishing down here in Kansas. I'm not seeing any of these that look to be too intense tornadic-wise, but again, I do think damaging winds are going to be a big threat with a lot of these, which is actually why I think the tornado threat's going to be a little lower, is because these are lines of storms we're talking about, not discrete supercells. So I'd say no to the Kansas question, but I'd say maybe on the Minnesota part. Southwest of Lincoln, if they're moving directly east, they'd miss Lincoln unless and monsters more development happening later. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Lincoln, right now, you don't have anything, but I think they're just watching for additional development. And, Lincoln is such a big city that they're like, maybe, why not keep the watch there? Because, folks in Lincoln might want to know about this, a ton of this activity that's happening just barely to the south of them. And then again, I think they're just also watching for that additional development, like I said. And then also, Lincoln is also the farthest most northern county here in this watch in the Nebraska section. So I'm assuming it was a tough decision for them. And I think actually, if they could, they would probably include the southern half of the county that Lincoln's in there, possibly, because I don't know, though. They did keep this county in here, which would be on the level of the northern half of the county that Lincoln's in, if that makes sense. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a complicated scenario with a lot of little intricacies there, but I feel like that play there by the NWS, or sorry, by the Storm Prediction Center makes a little bit of sense. Again, the longer this rotation continues to look like this, the longer I'm going to keep watching it here, because this is unwarned. It doesn't have a tornado warning, and it's very intense rotation. Where's Roman? He said he's out storm chasing, because a lot of the storms are rolling through his area, so I think that's why he hasn't gone live today. I think he's been storm chasing all day, and he probably still is. Okay, this really needs to get a tornado warning here. We are estimating velocities at 96 miles per hour going against weaker velocities, admittedly, but we have to be on high alert with this one, guys. I'd say actually what's probably happening here is the gate-to-gate shear is about 96 miles per hour, because it's a weird situation where the directionals are only showing one way. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I know he's been out storm chasing quite a bit today, and he probably still is. I know he's gotten quite a few landspouts in his area to watch. And obviously, like I said, again, a ton of dust devils out there in western Kansas today. And we did actually just get a 74 mile per hour gust report out of our line of storms in the Great Bend area, but for some reason they've been downgraded to 60. Also, I don't know how a train spotter estimated that. Because normally whenever they show, like, train spotter estimated, they show, like, 70 or 80 or maybe 75, but this is 74. It's so oddly specific, and it's not like it was a gust recorded like that, unless the spotter has a gust recording a device with them, which is a possibility, I guess. But anyway, again, at this point, I'd say the most concerning area of rotation to watch right now in the entire country would be this one here, approaching Cloverdale. Again, we have to watch for this to get a tornado warning. It's kind of sneaky here, so I don't know if the National Weather Service will see this one, because they've got a lot of stuff to watch right now. And, you know, if you don't really go looking for it there, you could miss it. You really could. So, yeah, we'll have to watch it. By the way, look at all these flash flood warnings up here. That's insane. They've been like that kind of even in the afternoon hours. A lot of them are considerable ones, too. Life-threatening flash flooding warnings, as I like to call them. Again, that's some nasty rotation there, crossing Highway 48 as we speak, most likely. Thought about chasing, that's too far away from my neck of the woods. But yeah, I mean, definitely, today is. Yeah, I mean, he's out there in southwest Kansas, so this is, like, perfect for him. Southwest Kansas may have been the most active spot in the entire country today. Possibly in the entire world. I don't know what the forecast has been for all the other continents and stuff, but that may have been the most active weather spot in the entire world. That'd be cool to brag about. Unless you don't like storms, then that would be just a way to make people feel bad for you, I guess. So that's something, too. Okay, so again, very intense rotation northwest of Cloverdale, Minnesota. We have to watch this to get a tornado warning, because that is really something there, guys. That is not normal. This is not contamination. This is rotation worthy of the name. And I don't think that's a debris signature, but that looks a little sus. We'll have to watch it, but I don't think that's anything. I think that's contamination back there. The problem with this is it's in such a rural area that it may not hit any houses, so we may just not know if it's on the ground, because we may not get a correlation coefficient drop. Yeah, I did check CC. I just now saw that chat message, but it just now popped up for me. So, but yep, we checked CC. Yeah, I don't know though, dude, because there's a good chance that it may miss some of these houses. So that may be why there's just not a debris signature with this. You know what, though? You can actually see... never mind. Yeah, there are some houses out here, so... I mean, there may not be anything, but... It's close. I mean, this may be like a low baby hook echo. That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't say it. I was like, you know what, never mind. But this may be some sort of inflow feature here, northwest of Cloverdale. Check ZDR. What is ZDR? Is that something I'm supposed to know what it means? I don't know what ZDR is. Is that a radar site? It's a radar hole, maybe? Oh, okay. I'm assuming that's a radar site. No, that's definitely not a radar hole. That's definitely not what that is. Yeah, look, even on a KMPX, you can see this rotation very clearly north of Cloverdale. Yeah, this is rotation. It's not contamination. That is definitely rotation going over Cloverdale Road as we speak. Or it just did, most likely, rather. Thank you, Matt. But again, I do think that we have something here. At the very least, this is incredibly strong rotation. Again, it could actively be producing a tornado. There's just no way to confirm that quite yet, unfortunately. Any chasers on it? No. Nope. Unfortunately, we did not have any chasers actually positioned up today in Minnesota. A lot of them are down here in Kansas, which is interesting because they're going to really have to drive if they're going to... Well, I guess there's not really an event tomorrow. For some reason, I was thinking there's going to be another event in the upper Midwest tomorrow, just because that's how it's been so many days in a row. It's just like, all right, let's get ready for tomorrow's High Plains event. They may actually, it looks like they're heading south. They may actually be going to chase Tropical Storm Alberto, or technically Tropical Storm 1. It's a weird situation where it's not quite intense enough to technically be a tropical storm according to the National Hurricane Center. But I guess the weather community, if there's no severe weather for the country in Lancaster, or for the county in Lancaster County in Nebraska, the last National Weather Service on X. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now, actually, for portions of Oklahoma here. It's considerable, too, for Hooker. 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. They may not actually be heading south. Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to get ahead of the storm. And holy cow, that is an amazing view there from Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin. I mean, it does not get better than that. What is that? That's definitely something. That's not Scud. That is something. Is that a tornado?
Rich, where have you been?
That's definitely a funnel cloud. The velocities. I'm assuming you're talking about our Minnesota storm. Oh, wait. Yeah, there's rotation, too. That's a funnel cloud. We may have a tornado trying to drop here. In fact, we definitely have a tornado trying to drop here. Tornado trying to touch down right now in the Oklahoma Panhandle, guys. This is live. Oh, wow. have been a funnel. It really looks like it was, though. Alright, let's check out our Minnesota storm. Dang, dude. Yeah, that's impressive, too. I don't know, if that was a funnel, it's kind of dissipated. Sorry, I haven't been reading chat. I've been, messaging somebody. Alright, so again, if you're just not tuning in, we are watching a tornado trying to touch down in the Oklahoma Panhandle here. CC, maybe? No, I don't think it is. Because if you look, there is, nothing on the feeds. Wow, dude. Look at that. Holy cow, that's a shelf cup. Did you see that lightning? Okay. No for Minnesota? The Minnesota has a CC? Oh my gosh. Don't you hate whenever your keyboard randomly starts doing the thing where it types loud? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I know I've been watching a ton of stuff right now. Sorry, I've not been keeping up here. Let me. I don't think there was a CC drop. Not a very definitive one, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Let's check out our Oklahoma storm again. I'll be watching for this to produce a tornado. I mean, that is just... Seriously, that is beautiful. This is the most photogenic storm I think I've seen all day. I haven't seen a lot of them. I've missed quite a few, but seriously, that's insane. A lot of the, like, landspouts and dust devils that we've had today, and, like, we've even had some gust nados today. They've all been pretty photogenic. So again, here's a Tropical Storm Alberto's current forecast from the National Hurricane Center. That's the track and intensity forecast. Expected to make landfall in northeastern Mexico late tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. So again, we'll be live for that tomorrow and on Thursday to cover the landfall of Tropical Storm Alberto there. Right now, we're really just talking about, sorry, I blanked. We're just talking about the forecast for it and stuff, but tomorrow will be the first day to actually consider it making impacts here in the United States. And we're not really going to be covering the Mexico part of it because there's no radar sites in Mexico, and also I don't really have that many viewers in Mexico. But we will cover the Texas part, for sure. Because we have a marginal risk there tomorrow. Name it Tropical Storm already, Alberto already, National Hurricane Center. Did they? Did they do that in the new update? Because I know at 4 p.m. they said no. No, it still says Tropical Storm 1 on the National Hurricane Center's webpage as of 7 p.m. Unless there's somewhere else that I need to be looking. Just let me know. Have they? I don't see it. It still says Tropical Storm 1 for me. Or potential Tropical Cyclone 1. I don't think it's Alberto yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. We also got a 60 mile per hour gust estimation there by law enforcement. Apparently, the strong winds from this storm are making driving conditions difficult. The one heading for Salina right now impacting Ellsworth, so be careful out there, guys. Again, make sure they're getting indoors. Again, preferably not driving, since apparently driving is difficult in these wind conditions. And now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning here in Kinsley. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to respond to a message and we get like 4 more severe warnings. Okay. We also have one here for McPherson for Bow Echo mini kind of mini Bow Echo here. That again is producing the strong winds up to 60 miles per hour there and maybe some penny-sized hail. And then we also got another one, I think. Yep, up here in New York. For Romulus, this is actually for 70 mile per hour winds and nickel-sized hail. Again, very surprised the Storm Prediction Center did not at least keep the marginal risk up here. That seems insane to me. Alright, our rotation up here is basically dead at this point, but it was impressive for a while. I don't think it ever produced anything definitive, but it could have that we just don't know about. But yeah. I don't even know what that was. By the way, the storm surge forecast for Tropical Storm Alberto is pretty interesting. The current forecast for it is, anyway. Let's check it out here. So this is the peak storm surge map from the National Hurricane Center at the most recent update as of 4 p.m. As we can see, we have 2 to 4 feet of storm surge expected for the Houston-Galveston area. We got 1 to 3 feet for areas to the south of that, alright, across the southeast Texas coast all the way down into Mexico. And then we've also got 1 to 3 feet for portions of southwestern Louisiana there. So the greatest storm surge area is actually going to be Houston-Galveston, where we could see some significant storm surge. Sorry, I keep making weird noises. Keep up the good work, thank you. Yeah, I don't think it's Tropical Storm Alberto yet, officially, Sam. Alrighty. So we do actually have a special weather statement for Great Falls, Montana for a strong thunderstorm. Who would have imagined that? 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail currently rolling through the Great Falls area, it looks like, so that's interesting. How do you look at the hurricane? If you mean, like, how do you turn it on Radar Omega, you have to go into your settings. You go into the little hurricane icon here under Outlooks and Monitoring, and then you can customize how you want it to pop up. If you want it to look like mine, I have the cone on, and then I have the projected track on. But you can also turn on cool stuff like the current wind field, the past track and its intensity, the probabilities, the wind probabilities, which is actually pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that you could do with it that I just don't have turned on. But yeah. Maybe whenever we're actually covering it, like, full-time tomorrow, instead of also covering severe weather, I'll just turn all the cool stuff on. I did not mean to turn these on, and now they're taking forever to be able to turn off. But yeah. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, you can actually see the current wind field is already impacting parts of extreme southern Texas. Like, I mean, we're talking the far southern tip of Texas here, right along the border. But more of it's going to move inland here, and we're going to see this big green blob expand over more portions of more inland tomorrow and on Thursday, obviously. Mainly on Thursday, really. But tomorrow is probably going to be the bigger day. Just because that's before it's made landfall entirely, so it's still going to be strengthening up until that point. Because, again, this is expected to strengthen all the way up until landfall. Now, at the most recent outlook, they have it making landfall at 1 a.m. Thursday with a 45-mile-per-hour wind speed and a max gust of 60. Originally, it was it was a wind speed of 50 and a max gust of 65. So they've toned it down just a tad bit. But again, we're going to get a new update soon here, so we'll find out if they're going to keep it like that, or if they're going to upgrade it back up, or if they're going to downgrade it again. We'll see what they think at the 1 a.m. Eastern update, the midnight Central update, and then 11 p.m. Mountain. Yeah, we got all these little notches here that are rotating a little bit in Minnesota. Hello, Goose Man. Look at all that. It's a beautiful storm that's been beautiful for so long, too. Holy cow, dude. You can actually see it rotating, which is scary. It's rotating pretty fast, actually, and now in the velocities, there's a very definitive area of rotation here with this. It's less contaminated and less, mixed up here. It's more definitive rotation, which makes it shows it a little bit of being weaker, but also now we know at least that we're getting the clear picture of what this actually looks like, and it's not just some bogus from the contamination there. We've kind of exited the contamination zone. But yeah, it's definitely rotating there, north of Highway 64. Oops. Of course, as soon as I clicked off, we got a new velocity scan. Yeah, so there it is. Again, it's rotating in the north of Highway 64. It's really pretty stationary here. If anything, it's moving a little bit to the east, but we'll continue to watch that. But that is not currently a tornado on the ground. Wow. Oh, there's some ground circulation there. Is that a dust devil? Or is that a landspout? That's definitely something, though. That's either a dust devil or a landspout there. That's got to be a dust devil. No, actually, that is a landspout. Sorry. I know I just completely did a 360 there. Or a 180, rather. But, that's a dust devil. Look at all that ground circulation. That is picking up so much dust. Yeah, that's a dust devil right there, guys. If not, just being an actual gust NATO. No, wait, there's a funnel. Dude, what? Oh, wait, is that the funnel? I saw something there pop out for a second. So confused right now. I don't even know if Corey sees it. No, but that's definitely something there. It's kind of hard to see because whenever you start looking that far out, it's a little lower quality, but that's something right in there. Again, you can just barely see it there, but there's definitely some sort of ground circulation there, whether that's a dust devil or a landspout or something, I don't know. It's definitely not a fully condensed tornado, but maybe some variant of a tornado, like a landspout or a gustnado. Or, again, possibly even just a dust devil. Or an eddy, but I don't think it's an eddy. Definitely don't think it's an eddy. Because usually you do not see ground circulation like that with eddies. But I guess it is kind of in an open field, so. Whatever.
There's every RFD surge these things produce spins. I know, there was circulations everywhere.
Yeah. As I was saying, I mean, these storms are just chucking out dust devils and landspouts like nobody's business. Mainly dust devils, but again, some landspouts have occurred, which landspouts are a little bit more dangerous than dust devils, but the only real danger with dust devils is all the dust and sand getting all over you, but outside of that, there's really not much of a danger with them. It's not life-threatening. It can obviously make it hard to see and stuff. It'll feel like you're in quicksand, but other than, being sucked into it, but yeah, but we did just receive a flash flood warning here. Actually, this is 14 minutes ago, but still, flash flood warning there for Liberal up towards the western side of Plains. Out to portions of southeastern Haskell County and southeast Stevens County. Alrighty. Yeah, but you could very clearly see that there was some ground circulation there with that dust devil or landspout or gustnado, whatever that was. It's so hard to tell whenever you get into a dusty, like, plains-like area. I mean, at that point, it's just, oh, there's dust kicking up. It's a Gustnado slash Dust Devil slash Landspout. Like, there's no real definitive way unless you actually see the funnel to know what it is. And if you don't see a funnel, like, if there's very clearly not a funnel at all, you still don't really know if it's, well, I guess you'd kind of know that, I mean, it's still going to be hard to tell if it's a Gustnado or a Landspout, or, sorry, a Gustnado or a Dust Devil. A Landspout would be a little bit easier to pick out from the bunch, but a Dust Devil or a Gustnado, I mean, whenever they both get into those dusty open fields, it is almost impossible to discern the difference. Unless you actually get, like, a National Weather Service meteorologist in there. Keeps getting better and better, and it's mixing in with the sunset there. Heck, that is incredible. It's the best view I've seen all week in the storm.
Oh, there's firewall.
Wow, dude. It's insane. Picture that.
God.
That's a screensaver. Don't change
Blast it,
No.
look at that.
Turn it. It's just about it looks like a giant hamburger. Is that weird to say?
Look at that.
Look, we got like the top bun up
That
here.
is a
We got
mothership.
the giant patty in the middle. We got the bottom bun, kind of. Maybe I'm just hungry.
PDS mothership.
So I keep making weird noises out of my nose. A little stuffy. I say that as I'm doing it again. Alright. I mean, our Minnesota storms really aren't rotating anymore at all, honestly. Like, just maybe barely some rotation on some of these X's that I'm making here, but... we did actually get a 65 mile per hour gust report. Actually, it would be an estimated 65 mile per hour gust, according to an emergency manager out of Yates County in New York. As of 25 minutes ago, a call from emergency manager of Yates County was reporting 65 mile per hour winds just north of Penn Yan. Time estimated from radar just before the call received. Alright. So. I don't know. We may end off stream here. There's nothing really else to look at. And a lot of these storms look like they're rotating, but that's just contamination because we're so far away from the radar site. And even if some of them are rotating, again, we're so far away that we're looking really high up into the air to see that. So, I mean, we're talking, tens of thousands of feet that we're looking up here to see these signatures that we're getting back onto the velocities. So it's hard to say if any of these are really rotating. But I don't know. Beautiful view. It's especially next to that open field where you can see it all. It's insanity. It's incredible. This is so much better to see these storm chasers in the country than in the city. I mean, obviously, less people get hurt by these storms too, but again, you get also incredible views. Look at those clouds. Look at how cool those clouds are. Those little bubbly ones. That's
Wonder how bit of a shot do we get on this?
You know, I think that's a beautiful way to end off the stream here, with an incredible view of that Oklahoma storm. So thank you guys all for, I keep talking like a 5-year-old. I'm going, thank you guys all for watching. No, but thank you guys all for watching. It has been a day. Again, we will be live for a long time tomorrow and Thursday covering the landfall of Tropical Storm Alberto, or technically at this point still potential Tropical Storm Alberto. But I think for right now, again, we're going to end off our stream so that I can kind of chill, rest up for our big day tomorrow, and send it off. So, oh, you just joined? I'm sorry. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, there's really nothing else to cover at this point. Otherwise, I'd stay on. There's no tornado warnings. There's no destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. There's the main area of concern is pretty much done at this point. It's not concerning anymore. At this point, it's going to be damaging winds in Kansas and Oklahoma, maybe an isolated QLCS tornado. But that's it. So again, we're going to end off things here. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been the Dust Devil Outbreak of 2024, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.